They said this would teach her a lesson. Mocked for her weight and treated as a burden, she was sent away in shame to live with a man everyone called a poor farmer. To them, it was the perfect punishment: quiet fields, hard labor, and a life far from luxury. But as the road narrowed and the city disappeared behind her, she had no idea the truth waiting in those fields would turn their cruelty into the greatest mistake they ever made. She stepped out of the carriage, her heart pounding with dread. The air was thick with dust, and the fields stretched endlessly under the sun. Everyone had whispered about this so-called poor farmer, painting him as cruel and harsh. She expected rickety fences, hunger, and loneliness, but all she saw was a modest house and quiet strength. Her stomach twisted. What had her family done? He stood in the doorway, calm and composed. There were no jeers, no laughter at her sighs. His eyes were steady and his voice was gentle. "Welcome," he said simply. For a moment, the humiliation faded. She realized the man they called poor carried himself with dignity. Something about him made her feel small, yet strangely safe. Days passed, and she worked alongside him, learning the rhythm of the land. Every task, plowing, feeding livestock, tending crops, was challenging, but she found a sense of purpose in the labor. The villagers whispered behind her back, assuming she would fail. But with each passing day, she grew stronger, discovering a resilience she never knew she had. One morning, she noticed a ledger tucked in his study, full of numbers, acres, and plans. Curiosity burned within her. The farmer caught her glance and smiled faintly. "Some things aren't always what they seem," he said. That moment planted a seed. Maybe he was not as poor as everyone believed. He never judged her. Instead, he showed patience when she stumbled, laughed when she slipped, and praised effort over skill. Slowly, she realized that kindness had far more power than wealth. And though she had been sent here as a punishment, she began to feel something she hadn't felt in years: respect. One evening, she walked past the farmhouse gates and noticed the rows of acres stretching far beyond the horizon. Acres, barns, silos, each a symbol of untold wealth. Her heart skipped. Could this really be the home of the man everyone called poor? She stared in disbelief, wondering what else had been hidden from her. He invited her inside and explained the truth. These fields, this land, and every operation were his, but he lived modestly by choice. "I measure life not by gold, but by integrity and effort," he said. She realized how cruel assumptions could be and how wrong her family had been in punishing her this way. Over time, their bond grew. What began as a punishment became a partnership. She helped him manage the farm, make decisions, and care for the workers. Her laughter replaced fear, her confidence returned, and for the first time, she felt valued for who she was, not how she looked. Word of her life on the farm eventually reached her family. They arrived expecting humiliation and regret, but they found her transformed strong, happy, and respected. And when they saw the land she now helped oversee, their eyes widened in disbelief. The girl they tried to punish had found freedom, purpose, and dignity. What was meant to shame her became her salvation. She had been judged for her size, underestimated for her presence, and sent away to teach a lesson. Instead, she discovered inner strength, love, and a hidden world of wealth and wisdom. And the greatest truth of all? Real power and respect are earned, not inherited. What started as a cruel punishment became the greatest blessing of her life. She discovered strength, respect, and a world far richer than she ever imagined, hidden in plain sight all along. And as for the man everyone underestimated, together they proved that true wealth lies in character, kindness, and perseverance.